So let's get into. I keep calling it the Dave Chappelle, but really this is the Elon Musk segment. But let me rename this too. So did you get a chance to watch the whole? I
didn't watch the whole thing. I saw a lot of it. Like there was like a 4-minute video I saw that was pretty long because apparently Elon Musk, for people who don't know, Dave Chappelle had this show in San Francisco. And Dave, being the rich capitalist he is, I guess he's in the bubble. Elon Musk is in the bubble where they believe they are being worshipped, right? And Elon Musk, he has a ton of Twitter followers. But guys, go to the average person on the street and ask them about Elon Musk. Do you think Elon Musk is beloved the way his capitalist sycophants like him and the celebrities that wine and dine like him? Absolutely not. So Dave Chappelle, and he miscalculated for so many reasons. For one, CJ, he went to San Francisco, liberal paradise, and brought Elon Musk there, and he expected something else. Now, think about this, guys. Who are the people who can afford comedy concert tickets in San Francisco? Think about it. For the most part, Nancy Pelosi liberals and people who live in San Francisco. So these are not even poor people. And they brought Elon on, and they booed him massively for apparently like 10 minutes straight. Like every time he was trying to speak, he was getting booed. I'm seeing more and more videos. Like we can play this one because we don't need to play a super long one.
Yeah, we ain't gonna play a long one. Yeah.
Like every time he tried to speak, the boos got louder. So, and also another funny thing about this: these are the people who are willing to, they are liberals who still haven't abandoned Chappelle, though. You know what I mean? So even they booed Elon. But I want to play the clip, and I want to add some more analysis. Dave Chappelle has been wildly disappointing to me. I have been one of the people that have been saying Dave Chappelle is the GOAT for quite some time. But man, this dude is here. The way he responds to Elon Musk being booed, and his willingness to cozy up with the white billionaire oligarchs was not anything Dave Chappelle specific, but it's part of the black capitalist class that we've been warning you guys about. These people are rich first, black second. They have abandoned their working class roots, and now he's willing to party and pal around with people like Elon Musk. And then when he got booed, I want you guys to listen to this. When Elon Musk got booed, Dave Chappelle then turned around to chastise the audience, and they claim they're only booing because they're poor. So let's play the video. You have any other initial takes when we play the video?
No, that's a good preface to the story, and we kind of have two titles for this one: Chappelle's Class Warfare, and also Elon booed with Chappelle. So let's get going with this one. This is the 4-minute video. We can stop and end whenever we want to stop, but of course we're gonna at least get to when Dave Chappelle chimes in.
Make some noise for the richest man in the world.
This stadium is like filled with a bunch of Sam Cedars and a bunch of Emma Viglins, and he thought, what did you think you were gonna get in San Francisco? Really? What did you think? And the people that can afford the show. Think about that. That's even another step. Like people that can afford the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good point, because remember, there are not a lot of poor people in this crowd, but they are. You can see petite bourgeoisie and people who saved their goddamn money because they was waiting for the Dave Chappelle show. But that show how out of touch Dave is. He brought Elon Musk and then announced him as the world's richest man, as so many Americans are struggling, and he thought we would embrace him. Like, oh my God, the world's richest man made a surprise visit to his comedy routine. Man, I have seen Dave. He getting more.
He
and more.
thought he was gonna be like announcing Jay-Z or something, or announcing Beyonce. Like, did he think that?
This motherfucker really
announcing Drake. He thought he was gonna announce Drake or something.
And remember, yeah, they're gonna be high. Remember, Dave Chappelle part of the rich capitalist class, especially he been going after like the culture war on the right, like a lot of right wingers started like Dave Chappelle because takes on trans issues and stuff or whatever. So he's palling around with these capitalists. He palled around with a lot of black capitalists as well. So they were insulated. Like these people are the hustle grind culture. So they see Elon Musk, they're like, hell yeah, Elon Musk is dope as fuck. Meanwhile, the entire working class, like this dude's a billionaire class trader. So being rich for quite some time have made Dave Chappelle insanely out of touch. But anyway, let's continue the video.
But that happens to a lot of black capitalists.
Dave Chappelle is great at handling hecklers in events like these. But you see, he get flustered in a way that I don't see Chappelle often, even with hecklers. Like he was legitimately caught off guard because people didn't like Elon. But go ahead, CJ.
Yeah, that's a great point. Let's is it this? Oh, this one. Let's listen.
Cheers and booze, I see. Elon. You did. Controversy, buddy. Weren't expecting this, were you? It sounds like some of them people you fired are in the audience. Hey, wait a minute. Those of you booing. Tough road ahead, like sounds like. But you notice one thing, all those people are booing, and I'm just pointing out the obvious. You have terrible seats, and I understand.
Play that part again. You guys hear what he said? You see how desperate.
I don't know if they heard it. Let me play it again. Go ahead.
You guys see how desperate Dave Chappelle is to defend Massa? Check this out. Let's see if we can hear it.
Right about here.
All those people are booing, and I'm just pointing out the obvious. You have terrible seats, and I understand. All coming from way up there, nigga, the last minute. Now I'm playing the niggas. Boo! Boo!
You guys hear that?
Who do you think he's speaking to? Who do you think he's speaking to when he's saying, "Oh, it's all the people up there"? People, go ahead.
He literally says, I don't know if you heard, but he literally says the people in the cheap seats. That Dave Chappelle shaming his own fans who came out to see him who are not rich. And he said, well, the only people that could possibly hate Massa Elon Musk is the poor peasants. It must be people in the poor seats. CJ, this is... And
we're gonna have if it's the people in the poor seats, because the reason you pointed out is the people up there is because you're trying to say their opinions don't matter. Yeah. Why else do you point that out unless you're saying because it's the people up there? Obviously, those people don't matter, their opinions, and that is actually accurate, Nick. Unfortunately, that is accurate. The peasants' voices don't matter, and who is he speaking to? Other ruling class. This is like a gladiator event. If you think of the movie, if you're thinking of what's that movie? Hunger Games. This is what this is. It's like it's a show for the ruling class. It's a show for the petty bourgeoisie. And they're saying, come on, petty bourgeoisie. Just like in the Hunger Games, when you're watching that game show they have, all the people in the audience are petty bourgeoisie.
Yep.
It's the same exact thing. And then you have, the peasants up at the top. And so he's saying, who cares what they think? I mean, nobody cares what they think.
And remember, Dave Chappelle, the same guy we did the segment a while ago, who got upset because they was going to install affordable housing in his neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Dave Chappelle went from being a comedian in the 90s. Once again, I cannot emphasize this enough. I have been on the Dave Chappelle is GOAT train for at least 20 years. I saw his 2001 special. We had the blue shirt on. I watched that countless times, and I cannot tell you how disappointed I am, Dave. He went from using his comedy to raise awareness about racism and black issues. Now all he does is complain about trans people all the time now. And why you guys think he's friendly with Elon Musk? We just did a segment earlier on the show where Elon Musk, his main priority is fighting the woke mob. Meanwhile, look what Dave Chappelle's main priority. He's always going around talking about, oh my God, political correctness is out of control. You guys see how the rich millionaires and billionaires, the issue of wokeness and being aware and being compassionate, that's the biggest issue to these people. And I'm sure that's how they bonded. But anyway, let's continue the video.
And that is the biggest issue. That tells you they're not concerned with climate change. Like the audacity that's the biggest issue for you.
War,
the audacity.
Not war, not corruption. That's why we at RBN reject this shit. Like if you're a worker, if you're a victim of imperialism, if you're a victim of state violence, the last thing that should be on your mind is wokeism. Like Elon and Dave Chappelle focus on. So anyway, let's we can continue the video. CJ, unless you have anything else you want to add.
No, let's go ahead. Just some great comments. I'm gonna try to toss some more up as we listen to the video some more. We're about a little less than halfway, almost halfway, but a little less.
Listen.
Whenever you guys ever seen Dave,
the fact with this much time going by without him saying that is telling you he doesn't have anything to feel.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because this space, a comedian understands timing. This amount of space with nothing being said as people boo. You know how many times comedians get booed and they just continue telling jokes through the boos?
Yeah. That guys, and once again, as someone who's a staunch fan of Dave Chappelle my entire life, I've seen Dave Chappelle handle hecklers. I see him handle awkward crowd events. And a lot of people point this out as well. This dude was flustered because think about it. Think about his class loyalty. He got Elon Musk to come to his show, and the crowd is embarrassing him in front of his friend.
Yes,
you guys know that's how Dave Chappelle looking at this. Oh my God, Elon Musk.
The workers, the ones you let in, on their time off from work. You can go over there and eat a little bit of this, and that's what it is. How dare you? After we give you cheap seats to even come see this shit, how dare you boo this rich guy? Go ahead.
This is super chat I just saw. This is a good one. Thank you for $5, Nestor. We have officially lived long enough to see the true character of all the people we thought had integrity: Jon Stewart, Dave Chappelle, and many others.
That's a good point.
And that's such a great point. Like Jon Stewart now has zero integrity. Now you have Dave Chappelle and I've known this for a while, man. This is not like my number one struggle, so you guys don't see I talk about it all the time. But the segment we just did is what Chappelle does all the time, where he's not focusing on black issues and pouring stuff like he used to in jokes, right? We used to call racism. He used to do sketches about the incompetence of George Bush, guys. Like I know his career really well. He went from that to now he appeals to the lowest common denominator, people who just want to laugh at the expense of trans people, right? Anyway. We can continue. Anyway, great. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for $5. But to me, it's obvious that Chappelle is like all black capitalists. And once again, I want to emphasize it's not even just specifically Chappelle. This is an ongoing theme that we talk about in our show on how the black capitalists are sell out the same way the white capitalists are.
Yes.
And it's sad. It's sad, man. As someone who liked Dave Chappelle,
capital comes first.
Yeah.
Even for black, and we call them aspiring capitalists, and when we say just black capitalists for short. But yeah, these aspiring capitalists, it's so funny because they really think if the shit got down to it, that these white capitalists gonna have their back. Nigga, you will be sold down the river like a slave, Dave Chappelle, and you backing this nigga up. I mean, if it came down to it, they will sell you down the river too. So let's continue with the video.
This nigga is not even trying to die on Earth. Come on. His whole business model is fuck Earth. I'm leaving anyway. Do all you want. Take me with you, nigga. I'm going to Mars. Whatever kind of pussy they got up there, that's what we'll be doing. Anti-gravity titty cars. Follow your dreams, bitch, and the money just float all over the room.
He was trying to steer it away. He was trying to. But every time he goes silent because they're not giving up on having him talk. You understand how the ruling class is like, booing peasants is not going to stop me from doing what I want to do. Like the audacity. Now, what emergency announcement requires him to stay up there after all these boos? Why wouldn't you just say, you know what, I'm gonna go. Go ahead, finish your show, Dave. Like, why are you still here?
Bro, Elon, his pride was hurt so much. Because he just like me, Twitter, that boy, especially ever since he bought Twitter, that boy online every single day. He got all these Elon Musk sycophants that tell him in his ear, "Hey, yo, man, you the next Tony Stark, man. You're so smart, Elon. Aren't you amazing, Elon? Also, you're also handsome, Elon." Like all billionaires, he insulated in that environment where people tell him that. Dave Chappelle, like, man, Elon, you probably funny as hell. You're funnier than the other comedians I know. Actually, you know, all billionaires, they live their life being gassed up by their class trader friends, but then they go outside like this show, and I cannot emphasize enough. I saw some guy leave a comment, I didn't highlight it. He said he went to some stand-up routine in San Francisco from some big name. It cost him $300. So I cannot emphasize, these not even necessarily poor people, guys. These are like petite bourgeoisie and maybe some working class people who save money up over a long time, right? So even they are like, nah, we're not feeling this fucking billionaire. He the richest man alive. Fuck him. Like, there are probably people that don't even know Elon. He just heard richest man alive. They say, oh, fuck that guy.
Because I can't believe all those people are just Twitter people.
Not
you know
at
what
all.
I'm saying? Like, all those
Guys,
people aren't just
used,
Twitter people. That's not who's up there.
Yeah, no, guys, Twitter is used by around 50% of the population. You guys know that? So these are not people on Twitter who hate Elon because of shit posting. These are people that are like, oh, he's a billionaire, fuck this guy. Or they probably heard some shady shit with Tesla and union busting. There are a lot of shady shit that Elon has done. Maybe his experimenting on animals, 1,500 animals that has died because of chip testing that I report on this show as well. There are a lot of reasons to hate Elon, and not just Twitter liberals that were melting down at him. But CJ, anything else, and we continue?
No, I can play the video. Let's play the video.
Thanks for having me on stage. I wouldn't miss this opportunity.
Yeah.
The first comedy club on Mars, that should be mine. A deal's a deal, Musk.
Yeah.
You niggas can do what you want. This nigga gave me a jetpack last Christmas. Fly right past your house, nigga. Boo these nuts.
I want to just point out what he said. There's a joke. It's funny, but it does illustrate. You niggas can boom him if you want. He gave me a jetpack. It illustrates the selling out of what the black capitalist class does in the petty bourgeoisie.
Absolutely.
It's for their own personal gain. I'm willing to sell out all those workers up there at the top. That's the figure. That's the what it illustrates to me, that line. Let's continue.
That's how we like to chill. We do all the shit.
Dang, what should I say?
Don't say nothing.
Okay.
It'll only spoil the moment. Do you hear that sound, Elon? That's the sound of pending civil unrest.
That's the sound of pending civil unrest. Now, this is where Dave Chappelle's comedy could go one of two ways, Nick. It can go back to what he used to do and make an observation of how the politicians aren't listening to obvious pending unrest that's coming. He could do that. I don't know where he goes here because I didn't watch. I watched a shorter video.
Yeah, at this point I'm in new territory too, but go ahead.
Yeah, I watched a shorter video for this, so but I found this on that Brian Tyler's account. So let's listen.
I can't wait to see which story you decimate next, motherfucker. You shut the fuck up with your moves. Booing is not the best.
Did he say, once again, I ain't seen this part, but did he say, will you guys stop? Can you go back? I want to make sure I got that right.
Shut the fuck up with your booze. Will you shut the fuck? Will you guys shut the fuck up with your booze? He's telling he's willing to sacrifice his own paying audience, and how much he got out of this is probably in the range of several million. At a venue this large, it looks like this is a large venue with this amount of people. Just the people at the top, $300 a ticket, and it's like 10,000, and then the people just do the math. That's all you got to do.
Him saying that is how
it's still unrest.
Wait, say that again.
Yeah, I was about to say him saying. Remember, I said that Dave is mostly embarrassed because this is opportunity to impress Elon, having him on the show. That's like that statement right there is how I know that's the fact. The crowd embarrassed him in front of his rich billionaire friend, and you can tell them, guys, please come on, this is my moment. It's like almost a desperation, and this is a guy who's been great at handling boos and heckles, and it's almost interesting to see him this uncomfortable because I'm not used to it. Anyway, go ahead.
And I'll add this after you finish. I'll add that part. This is what I want to add. I need to add it here. It's like him saying, just imagine, Elon, come on, you got to come to one of my shows. You got to come. And he's been asking, Nick, and just missing this show, that show. And then he shows up here. Exactly. And then he shows up. And then this is what happens.
I can't wait to see which story you decimate next, motherfucker. You shut the fuck up with your moves. There's something better than you can do. Booing is not the best thing you can do. Try, nigga, to make it what you want it to be. I am your ally. I wish everybody in this auditorium peace and the joy of feeling free. And your pursuit of happiness make you happy. Amen. Thank you very much, San Francisco. No city on earth has ever been kind to me. Like you. Good night.
He realized, hey,
no come back.
I can't get you guys to like this guy, and I insulted you. So let me throw this out. So that you guys can say, okay, for those diehards that was gonna throw me away, just him coming back and saying I love y'all and y'all treating me well and trying to come back. Okay, he told us off, but now he apologized essentially. That's what that was for, to make sure his money stayed right. But just terrible, man. Just terrible.
Yeah. So this is I'm gonna share this because everyone roasting Dave for essentially defending this billionaire. Like that was bad. Like this story. This story literally could have just been about Elon. Like I was like when I first saw this video, I was like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be embarrassing for Elon, right?" Dave Chappelle kind of made the story about him with his embarrassing defense of Elon there.
Wow.
But now it's just many people roasting Dave Chappelle for that sad billionaire apology performance. Then as many people roasting Elon, he didn't have to be part of the story. He could have sat there, laughed as he got booed, like man, that's tough, and moved on. But man. This is the black capitalist class we warned you guys about, the black celebrities, the Will Smith, the Morgan Freemans, now the Dave Chappelle, well, always been Dave Chappelle, all these black capitalists, they are rich first, Terry Crews. The list goes on. We cover so many of these sellouts where they care way more about their capital and their position as society, and they could not give a fuck about workers, could not give a fuck about the community they came from. And Chappelle is the textbook example of that. So this is one of this is my favorite one. There's all these people like, man, Chappelle, what the fuck, bro? Like, defending Elon Musk, bro? Dude, that's brutal, man. See, Tony? I see. He said Nick is crushed. Yeah, dude. Guys, this is not me saying, I can't wait to get Dave Chappelle. I love that Dave Chappelle, man. I was in middle school, and I was a freshman in high school when the Dave Chappelle show ended. I remember the Dave Chappelle show came out. If you did not watch the episode, the next day you came to school, you was out of the loop. I remember after the Rick James episode dropped, I was the most annoying motherfucker. I was such an annoying teenager. We were always in the crowd like, I'm Rick James. You was in school like, Rick James, bitch. I mean, not me looking to attack this guy, but man, he's been disappointing. Repeating Ukrainian lies, pushing the culture war nonstop, defending billionaires like Elon Musk. Come on, man. Come on. What happened to our unapologetic radical comedians? What happened to people who don't care if they're part of the club? Maybe they never existed.
They're gone.
So let me show you guys this clip from Carlin, just so you guys can compare the current political analysis of Dave Chappelle versus someone I have a lot of respect for in Carlin here. And let's pull this up here. And I actually have this. I was looking at my notes. I got the clip from Bill Burr. Now I should have played in the last segment. I might do an own segment on that in general. But anyway, let me show this video here. Another classic from Carlin here.
There is no national conspiracy to buy elections and control America. But
You don't need a formal conspiracy.
Right.
When interests converge, these people went to the same universities and fraternities. They're on the same boards of directors. They're in the same country clubs. They have like interests. They don't need to call a meeting. They know what's good for them, and they're getting it. And there used to be 7 oil companies. There are now 3. It will soon be 2. The things that matter in this country have been reduced in choice. There are 2 political parties. There are a handful of insurance companies. There are about 6 or 7 information things. But if you want a bagel, there are 23 flavors because you have the illusion. You have the illusion of choice.
Brilliant. Now, if you guys think I'm being too hard on Chappelle, I guess that's fair enough. But what happened to this? You guys see, we went from this where you got a comedian unapologetically calling out the hypocrisies of capitalism and imperialism. We went from that to Dave Chappelle apologizing for Elon Musk. Dave Chappelle apologizing for the Ukrainian war. You guys see why I'm very critical? Because I grew up being a fan of George Carlin. I also like Dave Chappelle for his social commentary as well. Went from that to now just lazy jokes, defending Elon Musk. Like it's so disappointing. So disappointing. So I'll wrap this my part of the segment. Anything else you want to add, CJ, before we move on to the next one?
No. Oh yeah. Let me just so we can get the viewpoint from corporate media, because I do want to make sure that's added in this segment. So just gonna play a short snippet. It's like 30. Is it 30 seconds? CNN talking about this very thing. So let me add it to and play it here for this segment.
Dave Chappelle, this was at a comedy arena in San Francisco. Comedian Dave Chappelle brought out Elon Musk on stage, and Musk was booed for several minutes. We'll get you to respond, but watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the richest man in the world. Elon.
Hey, Dave.
Controversy, buddy.
We're expecting this, oh yeah.
I couldn't hear Dave there.
Okay, but why? Okay, he has time to go to a Dave Chappelle show. He's like running Twitter. Tesla's mad he's not there enough. But sorry, I digress. Yeah. What do you make?
And we were. Is it booze? I'm sure some people were happy. But did it sound like mostly booze to you? And that was in Silicon Valley. That's his hometown.
Yeah, I mean, I think, in a way, it's like the power. I mean, we're talking about, Joe Biden not caring that much about Twitter. I mean, that actually is the power of Twitter to change how Elon Musk is seen very, very rapidly. And I think, he's been tweeting essentially a lot of right-wing politics. And so when he shows up in San Francisco at a comedy show, tough reception.
Twitter files are right pointing out how they essentially suppressed the left and the right for liberal politics is a right-wing thing, I guess.